Okay, everybody, welcome. We're here in the garage. We're going to do this video a little differently. It's going to be different than the rest. Maybe it's related in one way or another, but it's going to be different. We're doing a boot review. Folks. So, I got these boots here, and before I go into detail about the boots, we're just gonna have a little bit of a look-see here. So there they are. Maybe you recognize the boots, maybe you don't. I've never owned a pair of these boots before, but these are apparently they are Cody James boots. So maybe you're aware, maybe you're not. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get this light placement here. Terrible lighting here in the garage. But these are, like I said, they're Cody James boots. They're authentic Western boots. That's what they say. These are the work boots, not the Western cowboy boots that they're referring to, or these boots here, the pull-up slip-ons. Anyhow, Cody James, you can see right there, genuine leather with a removable insole. Authentic Western style boots. What happened? My light gave up. That's no fun. The light needs to stay on. So anyway, we'll look at some of the details here. These are the ASE 7 Adaptive Stretch Engineering 7, whatever the 7 is. It's got the relaxation versus tension at the top line, and then the relaxation versus tension at the lateral and medial sides. Comfortable forward movement. So apparently there's an adaptive stretching technology in this area of the boot, which is sort of foreign to me. I don't know a lot about it. So we're going to flip through this little deal here and take a look. It says right here, ASE 7 technology allows for the comfortable forward movement, thus reducing tension for the wearer. Cody James, I hope that's not false advertisement. So as I flip through this little deal here, tag with the info on it, it's going to talk about the insole. It's got that antimicrobial sock layer for super moisture and absorbent odor control. Okay, and then the memory foam cushion layer for maximum comfort. And then you look at the bottom there, the yellow part, which is a lightweight vented footbed for optimal airflow and temperature control. And then the purple chinguses on the bottom of the Komisayama there are high performance. What? It's high performance dual poron inserts for shock absorption and long lasting comfort. It's a zero gravity insole, so that sounds like a gimmick to me, fully. And on the back here, it talks a little bit more about that zero gravity insole that uses the latest footwear technology to provide long lasting comfort for your hard-working feet. So that's great. That's great. Basically, these boots cost $200. And if anybody knows me, several of you out there subscribed, I think, know me. And maybe you have the same experience, but as ditch diggers, we need a certain level of foot protection, support, comfort, and protection from our work boots. And that's pretty important. You can't be a ditch digger and have boots from Walmart. It doesn't work. You got to have good quality boots that are going to provide you the performance you need to ditch dig at your best. What I'm getting at is I am probably the hardest person I know on work boots. I can get, you name it, from you know, first of all, most of the boots nowadays, from your Tony Lama cowboy boots to Justin's and all those sorts of boots, are all made in China, and they're pretty well all junk equally. So I tend to lean towards Georgia boots, like the Barracuda 9-inch wedge, for instance, because they have, I would say, unparalleled comfort. But they're going to be near $200 anyway. If you're lucky, you'll find them for $150 somewhere. And that's great. That might sound like a bargain to you. But in my case, I can absolutely destroy a pair of Georges in 2 weeks. And that's not a joke. I'll have the sole worn out. It'll be cracking on the bottom from, you know, you're crouched down if you're in the trench doing some pipe work and you got that boot like that because you're sitting on your toes doing some work. The bottom of the sole will tend to split in this area and separate. That happens almost immediately, and I'm not sure about the quality of the leather on these boots. George's leather quality seems to be pretty decent, and it feels good. It's nice and relaxed, almost feels like a broken-in boot when you buy it. But they're not durable, and they don't have the greatest support. So, but basically that's my story with the boots. It doesn't stop with the Georges. It's the same for everything. And I bought even the most high-end boots, minus, like, I haven't bought any whites or any of, like, the custom tailored boots, because it just doesn't make sense to me, because I honestly don't have the confidence in those boots. I know that Red Wings are made in America and they got the free resoling service and all that stuff, but you're going to pay $350 for boots that you're literally going to go tromping around doing a water tie-in and get caked full of mud, and they're not. Listen, Red Wings don't last any longer than the Georges or any longer than any of these other boots. And the cool thing about the Red Wings and whatnot is you get that resole feature, but guess what you got to do? You got to send your boots off. And you're not going to get your boots back for a month or more. And then what are you going to do in the meantime? You might as well just have 2 pairs of Red Wings, because you're going to do that and cycle through those soles on a month-to-month basis. And now, if there's anybody in the comments or anybody viewing this video that wants to challenge this, I'm going to straight up tell you, you're not a hard worker, and you're not out there kicking and grinding shovels, and you're not out there tromping pipe zone in around a sewer main. You're just not doing it. I've been doing this part of it for we could just do the roundup and call it 20 plus years here. This is my experience. It may not be yours, and I will come out and say that you're not doing it right. You're not working hard enough, and you're not putting your boots to business. So this is my experience, and I hope I've triggered all you boot fanboys out there. I can guarantee that whites are $450 boots. You go out and get them, they're not comfortable. You're going to end up with blisters for the first month while you're doing a break-in period, and your poor tender feet are going to be wrecked. My light went out again. So in the meantime, during that break-in period, you're going to be in pain. And then by the time your break-in period's done, I guarantee you that those boots aren't going to be any better. But, you know, oh, they're handcrafted and made here, and all those things, you know, made in the USA is arguably better, just because it's made here by American folks, maybe. But the quality isn't there. And I'd like I don't care if you're on a fire line. You're not, you guys that are wearing those whites aren't wearing them for 10 to 15 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week, doing hard labor. You're not, okay? You're riding in a fancy truck somewhere to dig a fire line for maybe 10 hours, 1 or 2 days, but you're not doing long duration work in the boots. You're definitely not a ditch digger. So this is my experience again. And what I've done here is I've kind of like been looking around for a while for a boot alternative, because I'm pretty much tired of playing this same game. Where I'm at in the world here in southern Utah, there's not a large, like, I would call it a large list of options for boots. You got a couple ranch stores, you got IFA, and you've got like some sporting goods stores that carry boots. Another good one is Danner boots. Probably pretty good quality boots. definitely comfortable, but same story. You give me a month and a pair of Danners and they're going to look like I've been homeless my whole life. Toes hanging out and just dirty socks because it's been infiltrated. They're not good boots. They're not good quality. So, I'm not doing this Cody James boot review with any expectations. I'm doing this Cody James boot review because I'm going to punish the mother effing bejesus out of these boots to prove a point. And the only difference is right now in my life, I'm not pulling those super long work week hours like I had been in the past. These are going to be, I would just call them part-time boots, because a lot of the work that I do now, I can kick around in tennis shoes and get by, which is pretty awesome. But I got a pretty big job coming up that's going to have like a bunch of boot work to do, and I'm just going to say that I'm going to hammer these bastards. I'm going to put them through their paces, and we're going to see how they perform, and you guys get to pay attention while I do it. So this will be interesting to see how it goes. Like I said, I have no expectations out of these boots other than I tried them on and I walked around and they feel extremely comfortable already, which is important. You can't take a brand new pair of boots like whites and pay $400+ and go out on a job site with them. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. They're not comfortable, and they're not going to allow you to perform your frickin' job. You got to go through the break-in period. And in that break-in period, you're going to be walking like frickin' peg leg over there because your frickin' feet are killing you because they're not comfortable boots. So basically, what we got here is, I don't even know. It doesn't show you what kind of welt system they have here. What happened? My garage. I don't know what's going on. So it doesn't talk about the sole design or any of the welt construction. I'm just going to assume it has a Goodyear welt, you know. But it looks like we've got some pretty good quality leather and some pretty good quality stitching on this sole. I can't be sure what's inside. We've got some pretty decent triple stitching in some pretty critical areas. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm definitely not convinced with this stupid flexible stretchy shit here. I don't know if you can see this stretchy stuff happening because of the forward mobility. I will tell you, when I put them on, you have no ankles, you have no forward mobility like that stupid little tag suggests with this thing. And it seems like I'm already angry about these boots, and in a way I am, because they're using a bunch of jargon and a bunch of nonsense language to like convince you that their boot's better and whatever, but at the same sense, I don't believe that. I will say that I like how tall they are. I prefer a taller boot because if you know you're a ditch digger, any low-cut boots, you're going to have dirt and rocks and gravel. If you're standing in a ditch, even your pockets become full of rocks and gravel, so why wouldn't your boots? Especially if you don't have a high top. So these, I believe, are 9ers. At least that's what I think. It doesn't specify. So what I'm going to do here is pull out this zero gravity chingus that they're pretty proud of and see what it's all about. Show you guys that that Cody James is really he's really made a pretty good effort. Whoever Cody James is, seems like a Chinese guy to me because that's where the boots are made, but looks like there's some decent venting on the arch area of these soles. And these little hard plastic things, maybe it's not plastic, but it's a rubbery type deal. It's pretty hard, and I don't think that that's going to provide much shock absorption like they claim. The insole thing is an effing gimmick at this point. But anyway, put it back in there. Oh, let's just look. Let's take a peek in there. Let's take a peek in there, and you can probably see that like there looks to be some decent stitching in there on that that inner sole that's attaching the boot carcass to the actual sole. So who knows what's going on in there. It looks alright. Again, no expectations here. I will make mention that the last boots I had, they were Keen boots, and they're actually made here in the States. Actually, that's pretty incredible, I think. But they literally, like, very comfortable, very light, very friendly to wear, but the durability is like, there wasn't durability, it was the opposite. I wore holes in the side, and, you know, again, they weren't leather boots, they were a canvas type, like I would call them like more of like a duty boot, kind of a tactical boot. They were comfortable, and in all fairness, I think they'd be fine for light duty stuff like hiking around or like gardening. But the minute you put foot to shovel, they just give up. They fold over, and they're retarded, wimpy boots for stupid yuppies. So I know that hurts feelings, but anyway, let me put a boot on, and we're going to wander around and kick at some things and see how they perform. Okay, so you probably got some wind noise and whatnot out here, but first thing you want to do is walk around in some snow and ice, you know, to hear what the boot sounds like. You definitely need to hear what it sounds like on the gravel, stomping around. And I'll tell you, they are comfortable. They feel a little Frankenstein-y and stiff, but I'll do a crouch demonstration here. So this is the typical position you take when you're doing handwork in the trench, stabbing pipe or bolting valves together or doing any sort of stuff. You're crouched down and you're assembling fittings, whatever you're doing. It's looking a lot like this. So like I said, with the Georgias, they always split right here, and I think the Red Wings split right there quite often. There's a bunch of boots that split right there because they're all junk. So hopefully this high quality Cody James Chinese rubber sole here can prove to be better than the other stuff. I will say, what I don't like, I don't care for the square toe. It does create a little bit of a wider toe box that's kind of comfortable, but in all honesty, this corner up here is useless. This, you know, so on both sides you get extra, but you know, maybe there's a purpose for it. Maybe there's a purpose for it. See? Pretty good. So that's cool. So let's just do a little walk and talk. I failed to mention that these are soft toe. These are soft toe boots because I don't like hard toed boots. I hate steel toe and composite toe because they don't fit correctly and they'll mess your toes up. If you work hard, they'll mess your toes up. If you're a lazy truck driver, a hard toe shoe is fine because your fat toes are just sitting in there. They're not working. So I hope that I've effectively offended you all. And further my point, you don't need a hard toed shoe if your toes are already hardened, which in my case they are. I don't wear hard toed shoes because I got hard toes. And that sucks for you guys that got soft toes and need hard toed boots. So, but basically, we're just doing the preliminary test here, walking around in the snow, in the mud, kicking trees, rustling around, stomping, kicking, thrashing. We're doing the preliminary test of these boots. See what they do. You might say to yourself that this guy's acting irrational right now. You might be right. But I'd also tell you, why don't you have a seat and watch what's happening here? Okay, that's working. I did not hurt my foot, and I stomped on that brick. That's pretty cool. So, I am noticing that one benefit of the square-shaped front is it helps you stay when you walk. It's always important when you have a nice work boot that the front of the boot scoops as you step. It's scooping out, which, I mean, the benefits are endless when you have a boot condition like that. When you can scoop stuff with your toe, it's very important. So that's what I'm experiencing right now. The importance of the boot toe scoop. You know, that stuff really can be beneficial. Let's find something else to kick, huh? Let's find something else to kick. Go down here and find some can, or I'm here at the junkyard. I've got a junkyard on my property, so we're gonna come over here and really just kick the shit out of this can here. Let's put this here so you can really get a feel of how hard I'm gonna kick this can. Okay, Cody James, your Chinese boots all right. So, past that test. We're in the woods now. Going through the woods here on this fire road on the property. And I'm hopeful to find like a deer, maybe a deer carcass or something I can kick at. You know? But if not, I guess it'll just work to scoop with the toes as I walk. Like I said, that's very important in a work boot. Doesn't seem like it, but what would you know? Well, we got a heavy animal track coming through here. That deer's gonna be around here somewhere. I'm gonna kick the shit out of it. Anyway. You're probably saying to yourself again, this guy's an idiot and he's acting irrationally. Well, that might be true. That's what I'm doing here. This is my content. Alright, so we have, I would say, pretty decent traction. Even though they're like not real knobby. And it's not like you need to have knobby type, you know, traction on your boots, but you see what I'm saying. Anyway, coming up the hill here. Coming up the hill here, we're going to take a look at what it looks like. The weather we're having is quite windy, and it's probably 30 degrees, 33, 30 degrees. It's around 30 degrees, maybe 33 to 35, so that's cool. Is there anything else we can kick? Like, I feel like the square shape of the toes really highlight these boots' ability to kick stuff. So that's kind of neat. We're going to be up here at the top of the property here. If it sounds like I'm winded, it's because I am. Looks like this several inches of snow we got here is melting off, which is it's nice. So that's nice. Anyway, I don't want to say anything in advance here. I'm definitely not like one to be impressed early or easily with something, but the boots are comfortable, and I definitely, I could kick really hard with these boots without the fear of damaging my toes. you know, and maybe I've been kicking stuff long enough that that's where my toe hardening has come in, and that's a good thing. So we're gonna come back down this little side trail. Lots of deer track here. Where are those deer? I need to start kicking them. Okay, there's a new function and feature in the long square-toed boot. Is they operate somewhat like skis in the snow, so you can use them as cross-country skis if you need to. Works pretty good. It covers some pretty good distance just now. I'm sure you saw that, which is efficient if you need to travel. At any rate, these boots definitely can help you do that. So, pretty happy with that. I don't know what more I could kick to get this boot to like show any signs of weakness, but right now it's handled everything that I've thrown at it. That's just mild stuff. Guarantee you here, these boots to task in the field, they're gonna cry uncle. And if they don't, then that's a win. Again, no expectations here. I take that back. I have good expectations of them being decent cross-country skis based on their performance earlier. So.